Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. As you can see, we've got a very, very special guest with us this morning, undefeated middleweight Shakiel Thompson. Shakiel, how you doing, mate?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Excited for this one. I really am.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll start with one of my favourite questions when we get a fighter on. Just talk us through how you got into boxing. How did your journey start?
So I got into boxing probably about 10 years old. My mum wanted me to get a bit more discipline. So one of my mates, Darnell Sterling and Theo Smith, from school, was going to a boxing gym in Hillsborough. So I literally, they said, come on the school bus, let's go there. So I went there and literally fell in love with the sport. So I've been doing it ever since.
Oh, perfect. It's good to see what sort of the varied ages some people get on, because we've had some people on recently who got into it quite late. It's good to see you've been doing it for a long time. Obviously, you had quite an extensive amateur career, winning national titles and stuff. I mean, ahead of turning pro, did that sort of give you the confidence that you could sort of go all the way?
I had the confidence from amateurs, to be quite honest. Because obviously winning the national titles, numerous Yorkshire titles, and when I was an amateur as well, I was sparring some well-known pros, Joe Saunders, etc. So, I had that confidence from a young age, and I literally just transferred that into my pro career as well. So,
interesting. I mean, I'm going to have to ask, what's Joe Saunders like? Is he as much of a character as he seems to be in the media?
He's a very good guy and a very good boxer. So yeah,
he's definitely a talented boxer. I do hope we get to see him back, whether we do or not.
Yeah,
we will see. Obviously, your pro career now, you a few years into it, 4 years in, undefeated. What's next for you now? So your last fight was at the Sky Dome in Coventry in June. Yeah. You're fighting on the Sky and Boxer platform. Like, have you got one eye on titles now, or what's the plan?
So hopefully fight news coming soon. But yeah, I'm looking for titles. My manager knows that, Sky know that. So yeah, hopefully titles coming very soon, and just work my way up that ladder.
No, definitely. It's an exciting journey, I suppose, isn't it? I mean, you signed up with Boxer, and they're sort of two big-time boxing anyway. They're sort of new kids on the block, obviously, since they've formed that relatively recent partnership with Sky. Was that an easy decision, and how has it been working with them? Obviously, especially after the last couple of weeks, we were in all sorts of horror stories around different promotional outfits.
Yeah. It was an easy decision, because during lockdown I was out for a 2-year period. I obviously had the combat fight. I wouldn't really call it a combat fight, because I was always in gym anyway, but fight after a long period out on another promotional platform, and then obviously Sky as well. So it was an easy decision. Sky, it's massive. It's the leading UK sporting program. So yeah, it was easy, and they're looking after me, and I'm glad I'm with them.
No, definitely, it's interesting. I think we were talking about this amongst ourselves. We've got a group chat on WhatsApp, and so sort of at the end of last year, you couldn't sort of argue. I think Matchroom with it sort of #1 in the UK, and that shift this year, I think we've all got to sort of take our hats off to Sky and Boxer for what they've done, because I think definitely in the UK they've put on better shows this year, in fairness to them. So where they've come from, what was it, June 2021 with no fighters, nothing, to where they are now, hats off to them. They've done an incredible job, especially with talents like yourself. I've got to ask though, obviously, like you said, you've bounced around another promotional outfit. Obviously, from when you started, how different is that fight week experience now? Now you've obviously got the Sky Sports News cameras there during the week. Is it an exciting feeling? Does it sort of give you that hunger to kick on and get into that sort of big time boxing?
Yeah, definitely. So the whole fight week is different to being on small hall shows, because obviously on the Wednesday you have the public workout. Thursday you'll have a press conference. Friday the weigh-in. Obviously all the cameras are in your face, which is a lot different than the small hall shows. But at the end of the day, the results are the same. Your focus is the same. Your focus is getting in that ring and doing your job, putting everything in that ring that you've worked hard for. So yeah, it's different, but the result, the end result, and what you're aiming for is the same. So
Can it be a distraction? Is that sort of fair to ask? You know, or is it just like, does it just sort of give you that buzz?
It depends. For me, no, it's not a distraction because I just blank it all out. It's part of the game, and if I'm wanting to get to where I'm wanting to get to, which is to the top, I'm gonna have to get used to those things, and it's gonna have to be a part of my game. So it's not a distraction. Like I said, at the end of the day, my end result is to get in that ring and do a number on the person I'm in there with and get the W. So that's my main focus through that whole week.
Yeah, I suppose it's good as well. The earlier you've got into it, the more you're used to it by the time the big fights and the big pressures come, I suppose. So I suppose it's a good thing as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you signed to Marie Boxing, and they've got an impressive roster or team of fighters with them. Is there a bit of a competitive element amongst you all to sort of like, you know, push each other on and see who's doing the best? Because obviously they've got some really talented fighters on there at the minute.
Yeah, there's some really talented fighters. Kevin's a really, really nice guy. Goes above and beyond for all his boxers. We're all stable. There's no competition whatsoever. To be quite honest, I think it was last Saturday, I went to one of Marie's boxing shows just to show support to all of the stablemate who were boxing. So there's no competition, but at the end of the day, it's a business. If I need to get in there with one of my stablemates, one of Marie's boxers, then it's business. So, but we're all stable. We're all there to support each other. So yeah,
I love that attitude.
Yeah,
calm, collected, but yeah, if we've got to do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I suppose a good place to finish on. You sort of mentioned earlier that you're hoping to have fight news soon. Can you give us any information on that?
Fight news coming soon. Hopefully, should be within the next week. But yeah, as you know yourself, until that's released itself, I can't really give much more. But yeah, keep posted on my socials, Instagram, Shakiel Thompson, Twitter, etc., and it'll be dropping soon.
I was going to say, nice plug of the socials, and I'll drop those in the description as well. Have you got any sponsors that you just want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, massive big up to all my sponsors. So there's Gripple Limited, there's Anbridge Limited, GW Price, Restoration Plug, Platinum CBD, and there's some more. So yeah, big shout out to all my sponsors. Without them, I wouldn't be, especially within those 2 years when I was inactive because of coronavirus, which didn't just affect me, but a lot of boxers themselves. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to push on, etc. So yeah, big shout out to them.
No, perfect. And guys, we'll drop the names and links of all those sponsors in the description as well. So definitely check those companies out. I think as boxing fans, it's our duty to support businesses who are supporting fighters and our heroes in some cases. So, Shaq, thanks ever so much for coming on, mate. Best of luck in your upcoming fight, and we'll definitely be being tuned in for it.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on here. Appreciate it.